Alright everyone, it is actually happening. Never in a million years did I think that Grand Cross would be making such a player-friendly change to Super Awakening, but now that we know it is confirmed, this is a game changer in so many different ways, and that includes how you want to prepare, which is super important. You absolutely want to make sure that you start prepared for when Super Awakening comes out, because if you're behind the curve, you're going to have a lot less stats and a lot less power to all the people who have their units Super Awakened. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys 5 tips to prepare for the newly redesigned Super Awakening system. Now, just at a quick overview here, if you guys do not know this major change, what they are actually doing is now removing the component that requires you to have a certain number of ultimate levels in order to Super Awaken. So previously, for example, if you wanted to get to 4-star Super Awaken, you needed to have a unit with 4 out of 6 ultimate levels, which means you needed to have several dupes just in order to get to that Super Awakening. Now that is no longer the case. You can now have a unit at 1 out of 6 without any dupes and still get to the maximum Super Awakening level. The difference now is that having dupes is going to lower the actual cost to Super Awaken. So Super Awakening takes experience that you can either get through Super Awakening coins, which are very specifically only used to Super Awaken, or you can end up getting this experience just through your regular coins, you know, your silver, your gold, and your platinum coins, although I would not recommend using silver coins ever. So having dupes is still going to be really nice, but it's not going to be required anymore. So this removes this massive paywall, super awesome change for free-to-play and low spenders. It really turns the system around from being something that a lot of people disliked to now a system that I think a good amount of people can get on board with. So let's get into these 5 tips right here, and let's start off with number 1 on the list. And this is a really important one, and you should probably consider doing this anyway, even without the Super Awakening system in mind, but do not 6 out of 6 ultimate your units that you do not use much. And by that I mean do not actually use their platinum coins to boost up the ultimate level on them if you're not actually going to really use them a lot. And the reason why I say that, especially with Super Awakening, is that when it comes out, you are going to need a lot of the Super Awakening experience. They've actually even said in the the revamped system notes that it's going to require more experience than it does right now, but that's because having dupes is now going to lower the experience rather than being a required component to Super Awaken. So you're going to really need to prepare and start hoarding those coins. Specifically, platinum and gold coins. Silver coins, as I said earlier, you're really going to not want to use them because they only give you 1 Super Awakening experience, whereas gold coins will end up giving you 15, and then platinum coins will end up giving you, I believe it is 225. The Super Awakening specific coins that you end up getting can't be used to give you ultimate levels on units. They're just used for Super Awakening experience. Those give you 75 experience. So that's actually going to lead me into the second tip here, and that is do not convert too many of your gold coins to platinum coins yet. And this is actually a really big one because this is something that I actually do quite a bit of if I have too many gold coins. And let me go through the details of this and why it is so important. So if we actually go to the coin shop here, you know, we got platinum coins and we've got gold coins. And when I say convert, right, you have this shop here of a whole bunch of units that you could end up buying to get a platinum coin in exchange for gold coins. I would basically never buy any units for the full price of 30, but occasionally you do have units here that are on sale for 20 coins each. Now, whether you need the units, whether you need dupes, or you just want to stock up on platinum coins, you are essentially converting gold coins to platinum coins at a 20-to-1 ratio. And normally, this is not really too bad, especially if you need dupes for a certain unit, but when you actually iron out the amount of experience that coins give you for Super Awakening, your gold coins give you 15 experience, right? Your platinum coins give you 225 experience. So what does that mean? Is that a platinum coin only actually gives you 15 times more experience compared to a gold coin. So you don't want to spend 20 gold coins to buy a platinum coin because you essentially lose 5 gold coins worth of experience if you were to then turn that platinum coin around and use it for Super Awakening. Now, if you're going to be using these as for dupes on units, or you don't have certain units anyway, that's totally fine. This is why I say don't over convert. You know, if you've already got all the units that you really need, you might want to hold off on really just draining down your gold coins because the conversion ratio makes it not worth it specifically for Super Awakening. So I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about that because that might actually be the most important tip out of this whole list right here. So that is number 2. Now moving on to number 3, and I also want to point out a very specific detail about this. Plan on being able to maximum Super Awakening your most used units right now, but don't actually do it right away. Plan on it. And I say that because when Super Awakening comes out, you guys all know that the top players are going to immediately Super Awaken all of their top units. And that means that if you aren't at least planning to have the resources to do this yourself, you are going to be behind a ton on stats and power, and you're going to get absolutely crushed, especially in places like PvP. Now, I say plan on it, but don't necessarily do it right away. And the reason why is because when Super Awakening comes out, we are going to get access to this new resource, Super Awakening coins, which can only be used for Super Awakening, whereas all the other coins that we actually have, right, the silver coins, which I would never use for Super Awakening, the gold coins, and the platinum coins, right, these have multiple uses. So you don't want to go absolutely all out on your regular coins on Super Awakening right when it comes out until you at least find out all the different ways that we are going to be able to get those Super Awakening specific coins. Those only have one use. So generally speaking, you always want to use a resource that only has one particular use before you use a resource that can be used for many different things. So that's very important to know as well. But you still want to plan around it even if you don't actually do it yourself right away. Now, this next tip here, number 4, is kind of going to tie in with what I just said with number 3 here, and that is to make a priority list. Right now, this is something you should probably be working on up until we get Super Awakening. You can be hammering out the details, but make a priority list when it comes to the order of units that you want to Super Awaken. And I would say, you know, if you have 10, 12, 15 units on this list or whatever, you can go ahead and bring the first 4 or 5 or whatever. You could Super Awaken them right away, right when it comes out. But having this list is important because then you know when you do get these new Super Awakening coins, you're going to find units to actually put them to use. You don't want to use all your regular coins Super Awakening and then end up stockpiling a bunch of these Super Awakening coins and then not necessarily feel like they're getting as much use. So make a priority order list and also label who is the most important, who's the second most important, the third most, the fourth most, so on and so forth. And that'll kind of give you that guide of when the system comes out, who to Super Awaken first, and then who to move on in the list. And you can always be changing this. You can always, you know, move it around, mess around with it later on, but at least it's something you want to be aware of and start working on right now. And the last tip here that I want to share with you guys before ending off this video here is before you Super Awaken anyone, check how reasonable it is going to be in order to get dupes for that units. Now, this new Super Awakening system is not going to require dupes. You do not need a 4 out of 6 ultimate level to get to 4-star Super Awakening. You will be able to get to 4-star Super Awakening just by having one unit at 1 out of 6 ultimate level. The way that the new system is going to work, though, is by having multiple units and having dupes of them, it's going to lower the amount of experience, which is therefore going to lower the amount of coins, regular, gold, platinum, or Super Awakening coins that you need in order to get their level. So what you do not want to do is have a unit at 1 out of 6 and then use a bunch of coins on them to get them to maximum Super Awaken and then realize that you really easily you could have gotten 2 or 3 extra copies of them, and that would have saved you a whole bunch of coins by bringing up their Super Awakening level. Unless we get some kind of refund or rebate, all that's going to mean is you wasted a bunch of resources that you didn't necessarily have to. So definitely check, maybe put that in your priority list, see if by the time the system comes out, if you are going to have more dupes of a unit, and absolutely be aware of this. So that's going to be the last tip for this video, though, and I know I just threw a ton of info at you guys, and I really hope that you guys did enjoy and you were able to take at least some useful stuff out of this video. But I'm super excited about this change. I think a lot of other people are as well. This is free-to-play heaven news right here, so those of you guys that are free-to-play, let me know if you guys were thrilled to see this change, and let me know if you guys are going to be doing anything else in order to prepare for this major update as well. I don't know exactly when it's going to be coming, but at least we now know that the global version of the game is going to get the much better revamped version compared to the version the JP server got right when it came out. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to toss a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine. So thank you to all of you guys who quickly decide to do that. And more Grand Cross Global videos should be popping up on the screen right about now, or the suggested videos to your right or below. More guides, tutorials, and fun videos just like this on the channel. Feel free to check them out. More coming in the future as well, so definitely keep an eye out, especially if you're a subscriber of the channel. But with that being said, take care everyone, have a fantastic day, and until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.